Tonight in Omaha, we ring in the new year with a great college basketball matchup. Marquette, with the nation's leading scorer Marcus Howard, pays a visit to Creighton. A Happy New Year hoops matchup between the Golden Eagles and the Blue Jays. Lineups tonight: Marcus Howard, not the only big timer for the Golden Eagles. Sakar Adam can score and defend at an elite level. Theo John, a rim protector for Creighton. Mitch Balak, one of the Big East best three-point shooters, set a league single-game record by canning 11 triples against DePaul last year. Marquette, led by the six-year head coach Steve Wojciechowski, says he'll never forget last year's epic overtime game, 106-104 here in Omaha last year. He says it's a shame someone had to lose that game a year ago. Greg McDermott talked to us today about transition defense, playing without fouling, and his team just can't get discouraged by Marcus Howard scoring a lot. Dave Ryan alongside the coach Steve Lapis, ready lap for a great Big East opener tonight to begin 2020.
Two teams that like to get up and down, and two teams that like to shoot threes. Two of the best in the country when it comes to transition threes.
This should be fun. CHI Health Center downtown Omaha is packed tonight, and we're ready for hoops. Happy 2020 Big East opener. Marquette, Kobe McEwen back in the lineup after missing their last game. Starts us off half court for the Golden Eagles.
And they go inside right away with a little high-low. Like most teams, Creighton will play predominantly. Good job there doubling down in the low post. Predominantly both teams, man-to-man defense, mixing a little bit of zone here and there.
Marcus Zegarowski controls things for Creighton. Not the only great Marcus on the court tonight. Blue Jays leading scorer. Balak, long-range three, misses, and Bailey, defensive glass for Marquette.
One thing you know when it comes to Balak, you got to get to him before he catches the ball, because usually it's too late.
Bailey, the take, looking for two. Little strong for the son of Thurl Bailey, former NC State star, in the house here tonight in Omaha. Zegarowski, star sophomore for Creighton, is fouled.
Well, for Marquette, they have to defend the transition three, which is huge when you play against Creighton, and crash the glass. Creighton, not real big. As a matter of fact, they're one of the smaller teams in the country. They got to get on the glass. For Creighton, make Howard inefficient. You're not going to stop him. He's going to score his points, but you want him to go 10 for 25 or something like that. And then last but not least, keep your turnovers down. Normally, Creighton, a very good team with the ball. That is very important in this game.
Sophomore for outside Boston. Zegarowski, 1 of 2. Rebound, Bishop, foul. Two quick fouls against Marquette. And it's Kobe McEwen, who in a period of a few seconds picks up 2 fouls and walks right to the Marquette bench to sit down.
Kobe McEwen is a very good player. I saw him a lot at Utah State. He was Mountain West Rookie of the Year. He averaged 15 points a game as a sophomore. Really struggling, shooting 31% from the field. Getting those 2 quick ones is going to hurt, because Steve Wojciechowski, how about this, almost never puts a guy back in the first half with 2 fouls. Never.
Keep an eye on that. Samir Torrance in for him, freshman out of Syracuse, New York.
Well, it's a new stat that they're doing this year. They're following coaches. That's a nice move right there. They're following coaches to see who will put a guy back in a game with 2 fouls. This is a true test, because if a guy gets a second foul after a minute and doesn't play the whole half, then Steve Wojciechowski's never playing a guy with 2 fouls.
Alexander scoring. Torrance for Bailey. Long 3. It's short. Zegarowski, a big presence early for Creighton. Healthy this year after a broken hand and hip problems last year.
Balak has a quick trigger.
It is quick. Long lefty 3. Misfires this time. One of the best three-point shooters in the nation. He's something to watch. Lawrence going to be relied upon with McEwen out with the 2 personals early. Enum.
This kid has been unbelievable last 6 games. Marcus Howard is their best player, but he's been one of the better players in the Big East over the last 6 games.
12.5 points a game, second leading scorer. Bishop is open. The high-low feed from Jefferson, easy to Christian Bishop.
Well, that time they stayed too long, Marquette, with the roll guy, with the dribbler, and they let the roll guy, Bishop, that's what he does. Against Arizona State, he had like 4 layups like that.
Runner for Adam. He's got all 5 early Marquette points. Howard has not attempted a shot yet. Jefferson, good position, the and 1. Damian Jefferson shoved from behind.
Well, there's an example where when you get back in transition, you have to be in a stance and be ready. And that time, Marquette not ready to guard in the low post. That was way too easy, done too quickly. Marquette not prepared for that play in the low post.
So Marcus Howard picks up his first. This is not the start Marquette wanted with foul trouble. But McEwen on the bench with 2. Jefferson completes a three-point play. The junior transfer from New Mexico. Howard last year in this building won 3 career 50-point games. Lap, you saw one a couple years back against Providence.
It was
Marcus Howard.
It was unbelievable because this guy can score in so many different ways. I know he makes 4 threes a game and shoots 48%, but he gets to the free throw line a lot. 9 free throw attempts in the game, number 3 in the nation. Hard guy to guard.
Righty runner Ed Morrow, transfer from Nebraska, can't click. Here's Creighton again. Bishop at 6'5" is the post player for Creighton this year. Not a lot of size in the starting 5 for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, number 280 when it comes to size out of 351 teams.
There's Howard's first shot attempt of the night. Front iron miss. Jefferson defensive glass for Creighton.
This kid's a really good player.
Zagorowski, the crossover, got free. Can't hit from 10. Loose change, Morrow gathers for Marquette.
You know, we were talking to Greg McDermott before the game. Transition defense was huge. They only sent 1 guy to the offensive glass that time. He told me, we'll have 4 guys going back on defense to stop this team in transition.
Rebounding will be a big challenge. Size advantage, Marquette. Fresh 20 off the offensive rebound from Bailey. But a miss, the runner from Torrance. Zagorowski so quick to the basket for 2.
You know, and this is what I was talking about. Even though that wasn't really a full transition basket, it was semi-transition, and Marquette was not in their stance and ready to give help on Zagorowski that time.
You better be ready against him. Talk about quick. Howard, Bailey launching a 3. Can't connect. Sakar Annam, the putback. Morrow follows hard as he crashes the offensive glass and gets the 2. On the other end, long 3. Alexander dials it from distance and splashes a triple.
This is as good a perimeter as you will find anywhere in America. Alexander, Zagorowski, and Balak, those 3 guys, all 40+% three-point shooters and can do a lot of different things.
35 threes on the year for Tyshawn Alexander. That's second on the team. They are loaded from long range.
3 seconds are pretty close.
Gets the bailout from Morrow. 3 to shoot. 1 to shoot. And a shot clock violation. Didn't know it. Leading us to our first timeout. This packed house is rocking lap.
Well, when you got a guy like Marcus Zagorowski with the white shirt on, he does it in a lot of different ways. To the basket, making threes, and Tyshawn Alexander dropping it in transition from 3. Creighton up 6 early.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by AT&T.
New Year's night hoops from Omaha. Creighton a 7-game win streak. They've won 14 straight at home dating back to last year. They were great in this building, but last year wasn't easy against Marcus Howard and Marquette. Sam Hauser, desperation 3, sent the game into overtime, and that's where Howard Lapp took over. He scored 14 in OT, 53 for the game, a career best, setting a single-game Big East Conference record.
Well, you talked about Steve Wojciechowski never forgetting that game. Greg McDermott's never going to forget it. He's up 5 with 10 seconds to go in the game and loses. There's a better chance he will not. He will forget it less than Steve Wojciechowski.
Look at those stats. And the 10 threes, not a career best, the game you called when he had one of his 3 50-point games. He had 11 triples against Providence.
Yeah, I mean, this kid does it in so many different ways. And you got to figure, like, right now, Creighton doing an unbelievable job that he has only 1 shot attempt in this game. So for that to happen after 5 minutes, you're really doing something special.
Greg Elliott in first time for Marquette. Kelvin Jones, the transfer from Idaho State and UTEP, is in for Creighton.
You know, one of the things I want to say about Kobe McEwen, he picked up his foul, second foul with a minute gone in the game. Now Steve Wojciechowski, is he going to keep him out for the whole half? I think you got to play a guy who only played a minute, especially a guy who's struggling like him. If you're just going to play him in the second half, and he's struggling on the season, that might be a hard thing. Let's see what Coach Wojciechowski does.
Traveling Colin, Jamal Cain also in the game for Marquette, and Denzel Mahoney, the transfer from Southeast Missouri State, makes his first appearance for Creighton as well.
They're very high on him. He's a stretch four. He's only 6'5", but he's a very strong kid, 225. He can make threes. He's averaged 11 shot attempts a game since he's been eligible, so he knows how to put it up.
Another Ohio Valley Conference freshman of the year, all OVC player as well. It's a good one. Mid-year eligibility for him. Zagorowski works the perimeter. Not this time off the glass. Track down rebound for Ed Morrow, the redshirt senior, and the transfer from the Huskers to the Big Ten down the road from here at Omaha.
Well, you know, Tyshawn Alexander is a lot bigger than Marcus Howard, so they're hoping that that's going to bother him a little bit. Bad pass.
Elliott got lost there. Picked by Alexander, who nearly walked. He's in trouble. Bell out for Ballack. Into the corner. Mahoney, not this time from long range. Track down rebound for Howard. It's not often you say the words Marcus Howard, more rebounds than points. Got 3 boards in the first half, no points. Elliott, corner 3, bingo.
Well, that'll make up for the bad pass that he just threw in the middle of the lane.
The take for 2. Mitch Ballack, known for his three-point shooting, not driving the basket and using the window.
But you know, he's left-handed, and one thing I can tell you, if you're a great three-point shooter, nothing is better to have in your arsenal than a shot fake. That was a really good shot fake. That's why he was able to drive and finish.
Carr Annam has been busy in this first half, but too strong. Baseline 3. Zagorowski defensive rebound, needed a help there, and got lost on the pass and out of bounds there to Ballack.
See, that's an uncharacteristic mistake for Zagorowski. He's a really good point guard. He leaves his feet. That was a nice three by Elliott on the other end, but Zagorowski leaves his feet in transition, and that's why he didn't know where to go when the ball gets thrown out of bounds.
Nice chat with Marcus Zagorowski today, the sophomore from outside Boston. He talked about his health issues as Jace Johnson makes his first appearance. Played a lot of the year with a broken hand last season and a severe hip injury. Had off-season hip surgery. He feels 100% now. For an outside perimeter jump shooter, you got to have those legs, right, Lab?
No doubt, legs is the most important thing for a shooter. Creighton going a little bit of zone here. Back to the man-to-man.
Then shoot, Torrance. No flow here. Kane, tough shot, gets a roll.
You know, both these teams are much improved defensively over last year.
Brad McDermott told us today that he thinks Marquette has become an elite defensive team. That's a big switch. Emphasis almost a 180 defensively from a year ago. Lefty move again off the glass for Ballack, who twice has gone to the short range option.
I know Steve Wojciechowski's telling his guys, don't give him the three, make him put it on the ground. He's made him pay twice in a row so far, and that's not what he does best.
Team leading 38 threes for Mitch Ballack, the junior from Eudora, Kansas.
Great pass.
Johnson down low, gets the roll. Jace Johnson, transfer from Utah, his first bucket. Fisher back on the floor for Creighton. Zagorowski outside the arc on the handle. Trying to get free.
Really good defense.
Bishop is bumped by Jace Johnson.
Well, Mitch Ballack, one of the best three-point shooters in the country, who you like to see him put the ball on the floor if you're Steve Wojciechowski, but so far he's made a play twice doing that. Creighton up 3 over the Golden Eagles.
Right? We had great pace early. Now we've gotten a little tired and our pace isn't as good. They're tired too. So now that pace is going to get us layups or wide open threes. It's got to be pace. Way to set your feet when you drive, okay?
Well, 20% of Creighton's offense is transition. That is one of the highest ones in the country. So he wants his team to push the ball. That's when they're at their best, when they're pushing that ball and making the pace of this game as fast as they can. That's what he wants to see. That didn't happen in the last couple of minutes.
2 threes made for Marquette. That's it. 3 total. That's unusual. And Marcus Howard 0 for 1 so far.
I think that's the
in
key.
This game tonight.
Dave, you can't score 25 or 30 points if you don't get off a certain number of shots. Right now, for them to keep him to 1 shot in 8 minutes, 8+ minutes, that's incredible.
Coach McDermott told us today after the great shoot-around, keeping Howard out of the paint would be a key. Zagorowski lines up a 3 and drills a triple.
I'll tell you, I like this kid a lot. He's a 40% three-point shooter, 2-to-1 assist to turnover ratio. He's the leading scorer on this team. He is a really smart, good player.
Off the ball foul. Jace Johnson picks up his second, gets too aggressive off the pass to Samir Torrance.
You know, you got to be able to guard Marcus. That was late coming off that screen. It was a nice screen set by Christian Bishop, no question. But you got to fight over that screen when you're guarding guys that can make threes like Creighton.
Big theme of the shoot-around today, talking with Zagorowski, was how do you stop Marcus Howard? I think Marquette should be worried about stopping the other Marcus in this game, Zagorowski and company. Off to a great start tonight. Denzel Mahoney for Alexander, who's done a really nice job matching up with Marcus Howard so far. Here's Mahoney, the fake. 1 pass too many to Bishop, who then commits the foul. First foul, Christian Bishop here tonight. Sophomore from Lee's Summit, Missouri. Brandon Bailey, son of Thurl, returns against Central Arkansas. Last game for Marquette, a career best 12 rebounds for him. Almost a double-double. Kelvin Jones, the senior 6'11" center, is back in for Creighton. Personnel shuffling here, lap of the first half. Coaches are active. Here's Howard, shut out so far. Sakar Annam had Morrow posted up. Howard, Alexander all over him. Passing Morrow, tries for the hammer. Sakar Annam's follow is off the mark, and Marquette keeps it.
Let's take a look here at Marcus Zagorowski. Here he is there, and watch the great screen coming from Christian Bishop. He sets a nice wide screen. Zagorowski sets his man up by taking him one way, going the other way, and coming off ready to shoot the ball. Great execution on offense.
Adam 5, and Marquette's 14 so far. Howard 0 for 1 shooting. Here's Bailey on the pass from Howard, converts a 3.
I got to tell you, if you're Greg McDermott, you're saying, okay, let these guys score. It's the guy that gets 35 and 40 and 50 that we got to keep down. Can they beat us without Marcus Howard? I don't think so. And I think that's what he's hoping for.
Response, Zagorowski. Baseline and foul on Kelvin Jones. Does not allow Kane to get to the floor.
Great pass, and that's what great players do. That's making your teammates better. He draws so much attention when he gets in the lane, and Bailey is wide open, and he is a 40+%. He's probably the best three-point shooter on the team.
Got a great stroke.
He really does. Great out of bounds. Got to finish that.
Alexander the track down, and here comes Creighton again. The take, off-balance shot, almost got that to go, is bumped on the way to the basket. And Tyshawn Alexander, the junior team's second leading scorer, will shoot a couple here.
You know, the other thing that Greg McDermott has to be excited about is this Marquette team, 25 free throw attempts a game. Third in the nation, haven't attempted a free throw yet. That is huge.
Fouls on Jamal Kane, coach, his first. And Kobe McEwen had the early 2 fouls, was set to check in. And now it's called a non-shooting foul, so never mind on the free throws for Alexander.
Well, I think he's going to come back in, and let's understand this. This is only the second time this season that Steve Wojciechowski has put a guy in a game in the first half with 2 fouls.
That is an awesome metric. I love tracking that stat.
It's very interesting. Some guys, I was a little bit freer with it, depending on how early, like in this situation, you have to put him back in.
Less than a minute.
He'd almost be worthless in the second half if you don't play him at all. But he can't pick up his third.
Zagorowski. Valek floats way off this time from 15.
I think the game plan to make him put the ball on the floor is still the right thing. Great transition.
Morrow runs the floor well and is fouled hard. Jones, things get physical afterwards.
I don't know. I didn't
With
see what
Morrow
happened.
Jr. and Kelvin Jones under the basket. Let's see and sort this one out.
Great transition.
It's a hard foul.
Oh, that may be something.
Might get a tack on here for the throwdown from Ed Morrow,
I
the
think
senior big man from Marquette.
there's potential for this to be not a flagrant, but a dead ball technical, which is worse because anybody can shoot the ball. They also retain possession, different than a flagrant. It won't be a flagrant two, I don't believe, where he'd be ejected. But that could be a dead ball technical because the whistle blew. Here's what officials may review. Possession out of bounds, restricted area plays, and basket interference and goaltending. They also can review, obviously, if they think something is
flagrant one or two.
Is a flagrant one or two. See, the whistle blew. Whatever
he had a headlock there for a second, then the throwdown. And of course, the fans here in Omaha wanted something.
And let's understand this: whatever happened after the whistle. That's why I think it's going to be a dead ball technical foul. I don't think there was enough there for a flagrant two to eject somebody, but I think it'll be a dead ball technical.
Our court officiating crew will check things out on the video replay. Dead ball technical is the call, and we'll get confirmation from the officials here in Omaha.
And a dead ball technical, let's understand the difference between first of all, the difference between that and a flagrant one is anybody can shoot because it's a technical foul. So they can put anybody they want at the foul line to shoot because it's a technical foul. They also retain possession of the ball there.
After the foul on
And the reason why it was not a flagrant one was because it was after the whistle.
That is his first personal foul.
Tony Chiazza, Matt Potter, John Gaffney, on-court officiating crew here in Omaha. So, Lap, you thought they got that right.
Oh, I said it right away that it was a dead ball technical.
We have a common foul on 41, and we have a dead ball technical foul on 30. Anyone can shoot.
Anybody can shoot and they get the ball, right?
John Gaffney coming over, clarifying with Steve Lapis to make sure we're on the same page. And Tyshawn Alexander, looks like by Greg McDermott, will be chosen to shoot the technical after the free throws coming up from Morrow.
Yeah, it was still a foul to start with.
Second foul on Kelvin Jones. And Morrow shoots a couple here. Transfer from Nebraska, the redshirt senior from Chicago. And you just know the fans love it. The redshirt in 2017-18 after the transfer from the Huskers on the Big Ten. One start a year ago for Morrow. Hits one of two. He's got 3 points here tonight. Other end now, technical free throws for Creighton.
Now Tyshawn Alexander is going to shoot them.
Has one more. So the backcourt, Zagorowski, Valek, Alexander. Where do they match up, Lap, in terms of the top guard trio, either in the Big East or the nation?
I think that's as good as you're going to find anywhere because they really complement each other. You have Zagorowski, who's great with the ball, the prototypical point guard. You have Tyshawn Alexander, who's a great athlete, great three-point shooter, and a terrific defender. And then you have Valek, who is like the knockdown three-point shooter. So they all do something a little different, but they all make threes. That's a huge key.
Do they ever? Valek's got 177 career threes, top 10 all-time Creighton history. Bishop, the catch, the drive to the basket. A nice feed from Sharif Mitchell into the game for the first time for Creighton. And Bishop shoots two.
Sharif Mitchell's the only perimeter player that plays for Creighton that, well, he hasn't made a three yet this season. He's 0 for 8. He's a freshman, but he's the one guy that's not really a threat right now. Now, I said it, he'll probably make a couple of threes in this game, too.
Marcus Howard picks up his second foul of the game. Howard, no points tonight. Tomorrow night, 10:30 Eastern, we have a new edition of Men of March as we take a deep look into Texas Tech head coach Chris Beard's run to greatness only on CBS Sports Network.
To me, the more amazing thing is he's got one shot attempt.
0 for 1.
And now, it'll be interesting to see what Steve Wojciechowski does with him with 9 minutes to go in the first half. I think you got to get him in for a couple of minutes and see if you can get him going.
Out of the game for now. Cigar Adams. Nice pump fake, too strong. John into the game, had it stripped by Alexander. Now Mitchell for Alexander along 3 tries. Bang! Tyshawn Alexander. Hey, 3 ball.
And they need a timeout. Steve Wojciechowski wants a timeout.
Leave it to me. I'll get your taxes in an okay place.
What?
Well, just as soon as my audit is over, this gets my undivided attention.
Take a lot of trips to the Caymans, Phil.
Pretty great, right? Oh, Phil's legally dead. Fell off a boat. Going by Dennis now. Solari. Long story. Then we got, oh, no, you're not gonna wanna see this.
I don't think this is gonna work.
Just okay is not okay. AT&T has America's best network, now with our best plans at our best prices, starting at $35 a line for 4 lines, new from AT&T.
Happy New Year from Omaha, Nebraska, and the fans in downtown are celebrating. Marcus Howard, 2 fouls and 0 for 1 lap shooting so far in the game. To the bench, the nation's leader in scoring. Goose egg so far.
You know, one thing about him, though, he's a senior. So if that means 2 things. If there's a guy you can play with 2 fouls in the first half and you're always worried, it's him. On the other hand, if he doesn't get anything going in the first half, he's liable to explode in the second half.
McEwen 2 early fouls. Back on the court for Marquette is foul on the way to the hoop by Sharif Mitchell, a freshman from here in Omaha. 4 teams fouls for Creighton here in the first half tonight.
Right now, you have to say Creighton's game plan has been 100% on point. Let's defend them from the 3-point line. They're number 350 in the nation in scoring from 2, Marquette is. That's the plan. Make these guys score from 2.
Marcus Howard, held scoreless. First half against Robert Morris back in November. Had 2 fouls in that first half, was limited with minutes. Bailey pulls up, gets a nice roll. Brendan Bailey for 2. So it's happened this year before with Marcus Howard. But still a shock to see 0 points next to number 0 in the scorebook so far. Scored 53 in this building a year ago. Mahoney up top. 10 to shoot for Creighton. 7 for Bailey. Loves the 3. The lefty triple. Rattles it in.
I'll tell you what, Elliott was in his face. That was a well-contested 3-point shot.
And so fun to watch him at practice today, Lap. Talk about a confident shooter from any range, any time. It's going up for Bailey.
I'll tell you what McEwen doesn't need, and that's to get a charge.
John, blocked from behind by Mitch Bailey. Who's doing it all for Creighton right now? This building ready to explode again in downtown Omaha. Alexander and Creighton in control. Here's Alexander. There's a fake on John.
I thought he had the layup the first time, and then he did that little pivot back. Made a tougher shot than I think he had originally.
He's got 12 points on 4 for 4 shooting in this first half. And look at the Blue Jays up by 12. Bailey trying to respond for Marquette. Does from 3. Second triple of the night for Brendan Bailey.
That was a great pick and pop by Bailey.
Mahoney on Bailey, drives baseline, gets a roll. First 2 for Denzel Mahoney. Redshirting last year. at the end of the season, had to go back home to Oviedo, Florida, near Orlando for Mahoney for personal reasons. So had to wait until the semester break this year to be eligible again after transferring from Southeast Missouri State. He's really been good, and now his 4th game as a Blue Jay. Bailey long-range shot again. Feeling up from 3. Heat check. McEwen, offensive glass. Kick out up top. Long-range shot. Bingo for Elliott.
Now they've made 2 threes in a row. They've got to get, Creighton's got to get back to making these guys go off the dribble. Good pass.
Mahoney, 3 for 2.
You know, if you're going to front in the low post, you can't front that high, and you better get some help on the weak side. That's the 2nd time we saw them throw the ball inside quickly and the defense not be ready in transition.
Bishop knocked down the pass for Theo John. A foul call. Looks like a reach from Denzel Mahoney on Theo John. A timeout here in Omaha. What a start for the Blue Jays. Opening 2020 in Big East play. Turnaround jumper, Ty-Shon Alexander. Steve Lavison talked with both coaches today, especially Steve Wojciechowski, the head coach of Marquette. Transition defense, he knew was going to be important. They're not getting the job done so far.
No, Marquette not doing a great job of getting back like they need to on defense and being ready. Take a look here at Kobe McEwen, who is right here. Stop right. He's got to see this here. Instead, he's hugging his man. He has no idea that his Elliott is fronting the low post and can't give any help on the weak side. You got to be prepared to know where everybody is and give the help you need to give.
Creighton 9 for its last 10 from the field. 5 straight makes. A couple from Denzel Mahoney, the Ohio Valley Conference transfer for Greg McDermott, who told us today that he's really starting to become a big factor.
Yeah, they're really high on him, Dave. You can tell what they allow him to do when he comes in the game. Marcus Howard. I agree with bringing him back in. He'll be in for about 3 minutes. He'll go out with 2 to go.
Second chance at it. A misfire, though, from Symir Torrance of Marquette.
You know, sometimes when a guy's struggling, it's not the worst thing in the world to take him out and let him watch from the bench. Marcus Howard came out aggressive that time and got off a good 3.
Damian Jefferson trying to muscle that one through. Blocked from behind. Alexander's doing it all. Morrow, the rejection. Ty-Shon Alexander recovering. That's some transition defense for you for Creighton.
That time they got back. Well, I think that Steve Wojciechowski, who was a great defender himself at Duke, got on him quick. That's not good defense.
Alexander. Here's Ballard. 10 to shoot. Again. Puts it on the floor. Drives in. Can't get a roll this time. Morrow fighting along with Symir Torrance. Defensive rebound for Marquette.
They let Zegarowski that time penetrate. They were very fortunate that Creighton didn't score that time. That was a great closeout there.
Torrance broken up.
Just great help defense by Ty-Shon Alexander, who's a very, very good defender.
Alexander doing it all here tonight, Coach.
He's a really first team all Big East preseason.
For good reason. 12 points, 4 for 4 shooting for Alexander. Mahoney, the double team. Zegarowski helping on Howard's pick. Alexander, who else? Transition 3. Not this time. Can't click from long range. Morrow handed the rebound. Mahoney finds it. Malik almost launched from about 30 feet. That is, believe it or not, in his range. Zegarowski to take. To the 10 for 2, and he's hurt.
He hit his head on the floor.
Yeah, he's shaken up after making the basket. And the fans wanting a big celebration now realize their star guard is hurt.
Well, you hate to see somebody hit their head on the floor. Tough kid.
Wow.
Nothing dirty there. I mean,
a lot of contact with Ed Morrow. Did pick up the foul.
He went for the block.
He went for the block and got a lot of Marcus Zegarowski on the way through.
He did.
Oh. It was the contact there with the side of Ed Morrow. Zegarowski being attended to. Tonight at 1 a.m. Eastern, we'll have all the intel, predictions, and results from college hoops around the country on Inside College Basketball on CBS Sports Network. Light night top 25, number 24 Wichita State beat ECU in the American Conference. San Diego State, number 13 lap in the nation. You know them well in the Mountain West. Now 14-0 this year.
Saturday night, great game against Utah State.
You'll be there.
In Logan, Utah.
You'll be there.
I've never been there. I heard it. You told me it's an unbelievable place for a game. That place is going to be fired up on Saturday night.
Beat Fresno State today to the Aztecs 61-52. It's their best start since Kawhi and San Diego State back in the day went to the Sweet 16.
And you know what, Brian Dutcher, he has them playing that unbelievable defense that they played under Steve Fisher for so many years. They're one of the best defensive teams in the country, and they have a kid named Malachi Flynn, a point guard transfer from Washington State, who's been stupendous.
Zagorowski injured on the foul from Morrow before the break, completes a three-point play. And here's Howard, scoreless so far, baseline, really tough shot. Finally has his first two of the game. Marcus Howard, the nation's leading scorer. 1 for 3 shooting tonight. And 2 fouls. He's been limited. Toss, Jamie and Jefferson reverse layup for 2. Howard transition other end. Feeling it back-to-back jacks for Marcus Howard. Here we go, he's got 5.
Hey, you know what? He puts them up in bunches. You better get to him quickly. Great
Jefferson
pass.
firing past Mahoney, the catch. And the foul by Jace Johnson, who picks up his 3rd in this first half for Marquette.
One thing about Marcus Howard, you can never, ever fall asleep on this guy. That time the help doesn't come. He makes a tough shot, which Greg McDermott told us today, he's just a guy, he does make a lot of tough shots.
360 career threes now for Howard, all-time leader Marquette history. Mahoney has one more free throw coming. Stay with us for AT&T at the half. Brent, Ryan, Khalid, and Gary standing by in our New York studios. Get you caught up on all the news, scores, and highlights. All that and more on AT&T at the half coming up. Got things up in the opening 20 from here in Omaha. Mahoney hits a couple.
I mean, you look at the size of this team that Creighton has out there. That's a smaller team. Their biggest guy out there is 6'6".
Howard thinking about 3 straight possessions with bucket. Does so. Dipsy-do layup for 2. Marcus Howard is feeling it.
Greg McDermott can't be happy about that one. That time he just drives through the middle of the floor with nobody there. Not good defense.
3-time Big East Player of the Week already this year. Come out 11 times in his career. The accolades, you could go on and on. What a tremendous career it's been so far for Howard. Trying to get it going here and ignite a comeback for Marquette. Alexander, tremendous first half for Creighton. 2 more. Tyshawn Alexander's got 14 in the first half here tonight. He can create some shots now.
No doubt about it.
Howard again, 4 straight possessions. 9 straight points now for Howard.
They're taking away the 3, so he's taking what they're giving him, which is taking it to the basket. This kid is good.
Zagorowski fouled by Kane. 2 fouls first half, Jamal Kane.
Here, the one thing you can't allow to happen is you can't allow yourself to get split. You're going to watch here. Balik's going to come up, and Tyshawn Alexander, and they allow him to split them. Once you split 2 guys, you're in big trouble. He basically went 1 against 5 that time and was able to score.
1 more for Zagorowski. It was great to talk to Marcus this morning. I was so impressed by his attitude. He talked about how important leadership is going to be for him as a senior and how winning is more important than all the accolades we can mention here tonight. Howard again misfires. The little personal streak of 9 in a row ends.
I love both those kids. Marcus Howard and Marcus Zagorowski
it was fun to talk to those guys.
Tremendous dudes. What really, really good kids these 2 guys are. Look at this guy. Stop and go. He's very, very crafty with the ball. That time he did that little hesitation. And you know what happens when you do a hesitation? The guy stands up. That's when you go.
Step back 3. Howard again. Short this time. Long rebound. Howard, good effort into the Creighton bench. And Greg McDermott's going to help him up. Make sure the Marquette star senior guard's okay.
You still got to be happy if you're Greg McDermott that you've held them so far to 1-3.
1 for 4. Howard from beyond the arc in the opening half. And despite the fact he's had foul trouble, McEwen and Johnson, it's still only a 10-point game. Could be a lot worse for Marquette right now.
A 10-point game with him playing probably as bad as he could play.
Agreed. Here's Howard. Gotta get free. Creates a shot. Too strong. Alec, the defensive rebound. Jefferson. Zagorowski. Behind the back move. Way off on the shot. Clean up. Jefferson can't connect. Mahoney the track down.
They get to this guy.
Ballard for 3.
When you can shoot like that, that is an unbelievable. We were talking today about, and he's not a one-dimensional player. But if you're going to be a one-dimensional player, he's got the right dimension. But he's not that. He can do a lot of things.
Sakar and him to take their coach, and a chance for a 3-point play for Marquette. A nice response.
I mean, you come out on him with your hand down, you might as well get back on defense. You might as well get the ball out of that net. You got to come out on him with a hand up. That time, Kane, hand down, that's it.
And completes a 3-point play. Alec last year in that 11 3-point display against the Paul was 11 for 12 from 3. That's an NCAA single game 3-point percentage record. I mean, he can just jack it from beyond the arc.
You can see it. And this kid is really good. Oh, they call it offensive foul.
Offensive foul, using that arm to try to create some space.
He's pretty shifty with the ball, too.
Grabs the arm there, Kane. I like that. I like it.
That's a good call. That's a good call. Say what you want. That's a good call.
And Zagorowski will sit probably for the rest of the half here, Coach. That's his second foul.
No doubt. I'll tell you what, though, I'm really impressed with him also. This perimeter for Creighton, as we expected, they are really good.
Dynamite. Howard that takes too strong on the lay-in. With the right off the glass. Bailey trying to track it down. Shot clock, game clock, about a second apart here. Timeout call by Creighton. 22 to shoot. To wrap up the first half here in Omaha, Nebraska.
30-second timeout.
Happy 2020, everyone. Dave Ryan, Steve Lapis, our entire crew here in Omaha. Power Conference wins. Both programs impressive in the non-con.
Very impressive. Boy, both these teams played great. I mean, you talk about beating Texas Tech. And early on, Texas Tech wasn't great, but still, Marcus Zagorowski had 32 in that game against Texas Tech. So, really, really good wins for both these programs. That's why they're sitting 24 and 34 in the net rankings.
Great only losses at Michigan, in Ann Arbor, and neutral site in Vegas, the undefeated San Diego State. So not bad. Zagorowski's back in with the 2 fouls. Shot clock, game clock, roughly second apart here. 10 to shoot for Creighton. Torrance is on Zagorowski, 5 to shoot. Good defense for the freshman. Zagorowski, tough shot off the glass, almost hit. Kane, final moments. There's the buzzer opening half here in Omaha in the books.
Well, you got to give Creighton a lot of credit for the job they did. Even though Marcus Howard came on a bit at the end, they held him down through the bulk of the game, and they were able to play their game. Get out in transition, make some threes. When they ran at him, get it in the lane.
9 points, 4 for 10 shooting for Marcus Howard, 1 for 4 from 3 for the nation's leading scorer. 10-point lead, Creighton at the break. And after the break coming up, join Brent, Ryan, Khalid, and Gary Parrish in the studio for AT&T at the half. You're watching college basketball here on CBS Sports Network. Marquette beat Creighton overtime thriller, unforgettable 106-104. Marcus Howard scored a Big East single game record 53. This year, not so much for Howard. 4-10 shooting and 9 points in the first half. Welcome back to Omaha. Dave Brown alongside the coach, Steve Lapis. And coach, what a way to begin 2020 with a Big East opener in a tremendous, balanced Big East conference this year.
This league has been unbelievable. You have 9 teams in the top 67 of the net rankings. If the NCAA were picking the teams today, 8 would probably be in. And usually the other 2 have no chance. All 10 teams have a chance to get in the NCAA tournament this year. An unbelievable year for the Big East so far.
Big East is loaded. And Creighton's loaded with some great backcourt play. Lap Tychon Alexander, tremendous first half at 14 points.
Boy, he was terrific. Now, he's a first-team All-Big East preseason selection, so everybody knows he's one of the top 5 players in the league, and he's certainly playing like it in a lot of different areas. He's great in transition, shooting the ball. He can drive it. He's also been very good on the defensive end. Just a terrific player.
Numbers first half. Fast break points, only 5. So far for Creighton, transition defense. Each coach, as we talked about, Lap would be a big key tonight.
You take a look at Creighton. They have 48 points. They have 21 points on threes and 20 in the paint. So they have 41 points that are either threes or basically layups. Marquette has to solve that issue. You got to start guarding at least one of those things and make them do something else and get Marcus Howard going.
Double figures, all 3 of the Creighton star guards. First time all year it's happened in the half. Zegarowski trying to add to his total. Misfires back on her this time. A McEwen defensive rebound from Marquette. Underway in the second half. Here's Bailey in the corner. Long 3, they set that one up. Drains a triple, his 3rd of the game.
And that's what Marquette likes to do. They like to get out in transition and shoot threes. That time, they beat Creighton down. Creighton backpedaling wasn't ready.
2 fouls, Zegarowski. 2 fouls, Howard. Jefferson almost walks, watched by Bailey, driving the basket. Out of bounds off of Damian Jefferson, and turned over.
Well, you take a look at this 3 in transition, you got to get to a guy like Bailey quick. That was late. Ballack was late getting to him. You got to find these guys early in transition.
Career so far for Brendan Bailey out of Salt Lake City, Utah. Dad Thurl in the crowd here tonight. And a reach foul. Alexander picks it up.
And you know, one of the things that we didn't talk about, there's Thurl Bailey right there, Brendan Bailey's dad, great player on Jim Valvano's national championship team in 1983 at NC State. Marquette is not getting to the free throw line. They shoot 25 free throws a game. They have only taken 3 so far in this game. That was big for Greg McDermott.
Alexander in transition. Buries a jumper. 16 in the game for Tychon Alexander, coming off the miss. Deep 3 in the corner from Howard. Zakar Annam from McEwen, limited to first half fouls early, and a return pass. Can't train a long 3. And the loose change rebound, Zegarowski. Pulls the trigger up top.
Got away with that one.
That's the rebound.
McEwen goes under the screen that time. You got to go over the top of those screens against these guys.
Here's Howard floating and can't get the roll. Morrow cleans it up. Chance for a 3-point play. And Morrow.
You know, obviously, Steve Wojciechowski likes what Morrow has been bringing to the table in this game. A little toughness. Theo John really has been out of the game for the most part. And Morrow has been really, really tough. Good offensive rebound and good finish.
Damian Jefferson Lap picks up his first foul. And a chance for Morrow, the redshirt senior transfer from Nebraska, to complete the 3-point play. Got 59% from the field a year ago. That's 6 points here tonight.
I mean, he's an experienced guy, played in Nebraska and played well at Nebraska.
Morrow knocks that out. Jefferson recovers. Back iron. Can't find it. Bailey offensive rebound. Jefferson down in a heap. Here's Bailey. Pull up from 10.
Short. That was not a good shot.
Ballack passing. Jefferson finishing for 2.
This is the guy that Steve Wojciechowski would like to get going. McEwen.
Been quiet tonight. Howard 0 for 1 so far, shooting in the second half. Wow, McEwen is way off long range. Not close.
Top of the backcourt, and they're not back on defense.
Bishop runs the floor, recovery. The block, McEwen. It comes out for a long-range shot anyway. Zagorowski drills a three. McEwen recovered, then ran over the official as well on the way down on the floor. Timeout, Steve Wojciechowski and Marquette.
There'll be a full timeout on the floor. And it's time now for the Good Life Sports Bar and Grill Dance Camp. It's your chance to dance for $100 cash.
Well, this team here, they know how to push the ball up and run the floor hard. The Blue Jays up 11. Creighton leading Marquette 55-44, but you take a look right here, and you're going to say to yourself, I know I would say, this team is not in good position for transition defense. Now, Bishop gets the ball, and McEwen makes a great individual play, but everybody's standing around, nobody's got a guy, and they're able to get to Zagorowski to make the three. So, just not ready. Yes, Kobe McEwen almost saved the day, but if everybody was in position and more active, that three might not have occurred.
14, Zagorowski, couple threes. Alexander's got 16, Balak's got 10, so a great backcourt for Greg McDermott. Lighted up for 40 combined points. And off the timeout, up double digits. They've been in control throughout the game. Howard's been really quiet, tries through traffic, is fouled on the way to the basket. Greg McDermott said we can't let him get to the free throw line. He finally makes an appearance here tonight.
Well, we talked about the keys to the game to end transition threes. Creighton has 3 fast break three-point field goals. That's 9 points. Crash the offensive glass. Marquette has tried to do that. Hasn't really helped him make Howard inefficient. Creighton has absolutely done that and keep turnovers down. They really handle the ball well as a group.
Double figures tonight for the all-time leading scorer, Marquette history. 89% free throw shooter in his career. That's third best in Gold Eagle history. Hits a couple. Foul trouble. Ineffective first half. Had a big burst of 9 straight points. And scores for the first time in the second half from the free throw line. Balak, long range three. He grabs it, he shoots it, it's in. What a quick release.
Let me tell you something. Bishop knows his role. He set a great screen for Balak, and Balak, like most great shooters, knows he's going to shoot the ball before he catches it.
Steal, Alexander. Zagorowski. Balak thought about a three. Zagorowski will go deep. Short this time. Bodies everywhere. Bishop, good hustle along with Sakar. Adam comes to Jefferson. James drive for 2.
This is danger time for Marquette.
Sakar Adam. Reverse layup from the bucket with the left. He's got double figures tonight. Hustle points. Great. Jefferson right to the basket with a southpaw bank shot. He's in a double figures. I mean, that's a C's part of their lap. Where was the defense?
Way too easy. Not enough help. And they really have not played the great defense. Marquette has played great defense all year. Not in this game.
Traveling call. Timeout. David Stern, the former NBA commissioner who reshaped the league and presided over its skyrocketing growth for 3 decades, has died at age 77. The NBA wouldn't be the league it is today without Stern. During his 30-year tenure as the league's commissioner, he led major franchise expansion and helped globalize the game, turning the NBA into a multi-billion-dollar business.
Want more stats? Hey Siri, who leads college basketball in scoring?
Well, Siri, Marcus Howard, 26.3 per game, but tonight he's been struggling a bit. 11 points on 4 of 12, shooting 1 of 5 from 3. Last 2 years, well, Marquette down 13-1, that epic OT thriller here when Howard went wild for 53 and then trailed by 16 and won by 4. They've won 4 straight games here in Omaha last.
I mean, think about that. 4 straight years in this building against good teams. They're not just playing anybody. This Creighton team that Greg McDermott has had the last 4 years have all been really, as long as he's been here, they've been good. So that is a great accomplishment to win 4 times in a row in this building.
89th all-time meeting between Marquette and the Blue Jays tonight. Golden Eagles have won 55 of those games. As play resumes an official timeout.
Wow. I don't know you can call it trap.
Let's get some clarification. Matt Potter, Tony Chiazza, John Gaffney, on-court officiating crew here tonight in Omaha. Should be Creighton ball, right? Is that the issue?
Sure, I'm not sure. They're saying that there was a traveler. He was walking with the ball.
Creighton ball. Let's see. Top of your screen. Tar Adam, he's moving. I didn't see it there. Sure.
Yeah.
With the backdoor cut, baseline for 2. And Creighton is having its way with Marquette's defense tonight. They are making it look easy here. Creighton gets physical and hits. 12 points for Adam to lead the way for Marquette. It is not Marcus Howard, who's got 11 tonight. Nation's leading scorer has been held under wraps so far. Alexander pulls up, hits another.
Boy, this kid is tough, and they set a lot of screens for him.
18, Tyshawn Alexander on 7 of 9 shooting tonight. Here's Adam pull up, way off. Zagorowski to rebound. Jefferson to run out. He's fouled by Kobe McEwen. And 2 free throws on the way for Damian Jefferson.
Great back cut there by Ballack and a nice pass. And I'm telling you, the way these guys screen for each other, if you don't show hard on that screen, they're going to drill you.
Mitch Ballack said this week to the media here in Omaha that we've got to emphasize defense a lot more now the Big East Conference play has started. And they have done that tonight. Defensive effort has been really impressive, Lab.
Very good, and they are a much improved defensive team. You know, people think of Creighton and they think about great offense, which they obviously are, but they're really, really good defensively also.
2 free throws, Damian Jefferson, a junior from East Chicago, Indiana. He'll check out. And Mahoney in, and the crowd loves the effort from Damian Jefferson, who's really taken over for Creighton in this second half. He's been good tonight.
I mean, you look at Marquette, they've given up 65 points. They've given up 65 points a game this year. They've already given up 68.
Elliott, bailout looking for Theo John. Intercepted by guess who? Tyshawn Alexander's had a game for the Blue Jays here in Omaha tonight. He's been everywhere for Creighton. Case in point, short this time.
Tough shot.
It was. Contested by John. Rebound, Sakarano. Great hands. Break up, Mahoney. Lays it in.
You know what's really becoming evident in this game? If you can stop Marcus Howard, that goes a long way to beat Marquette.
Timeout again for Marquette. 7-game win streak for Creighton entering play here tonight. Their last loss against now number 13 San Diego State, a team that's undefeated on the Mountain West, back on November 28th in Vegas. They bounced back the next game in overtime, beat Texas Tech, national finalists from a year ago, have not lost since, and they are blasting Marquette to open up Big East Conference play here today.
Well, Marcus Zagorowski told us today that Greg McDermott is really good at making positives when there's a lot of negatives, and that's what he did with that Vegas game, and those kids came back hard the next night.
Sure did. Tough move. Annam with the left has got 14 tonight. One of the few bright spots in this game for Marquette.
And that's an important gift that a coach has to have.
Kane, good hands, break up, and 14 to shoot. Zagorowski said, yeah, at about the 8-minute mark, we were getting just crushed by San Diego State. Everyone knew the game was over. He's already looking forward, Coach McDermott was, to the next game and got his team ready.
Well, that's great to do, because a lot of guys would have been destroying them, namely me,
I was just going to ask you that, Lap. That was my next question.
Namely me. So that's
long
really
three.
good.
We told you about that range. Good effort from Mahoney on the baseline, trying to track it down. It's out of bounds and back to Marquette. Greg McDermott trying for his 499th career win tonight. Almost to 500. And his team is pounding Marquette to begin Big East play. Are you surprised by this?
Very surprised, yes. But if you told me Marcus Howard was going to play like this, I'd say, yeah, you know, it could happen.
And up top. Finally have a three ball, way short. Kane the track down, offensive glass for Marquette.
This team obviously plays off of Marcus Howard. So if he's not playing well, it becomes really hard for them to do what they need to do.
One game with an injury, had one single-digit scoring game in the loss to Maryland early this year, 6 points. Otherwise, Howard's been double figures every game since.
Well, I mean, you just take a look at the stats. They basically have, I mean, McEwen's at 10 points a game. They basically have 2 double-figure scorers besides Marcus Howard.
Tough shot, pull up, misfire. Elliott, Zagorowski, the run out with the right. And the basket may have been interfered with. Free throws coming. Howard picks up his third. The fans love that. They remember last year's 53-point explosion for Marquette in that overtime comeback win. Here's Zagorowski. He remembered it too. Very well.
Oh, he definitely did. And you know what? The guy on the bench, the 6'6" guy on the bench remembered it well too with the suit on.
Zagorowski telling us today, look, Howard's going to get his points. We can't get down on ourselves defensively. It hasn't happened at all, Lap. It's been Alexander and company with a great lockdown effort on Marcus Howard.
I might be shortchanging Greg McDermott in terms of being 6'6". He might be bigger than that.
He's a pretty tall guy.
As a matter of fact, I am shortchanging. I'm going to say 6'8".
All right. Well,
I don't want him to get mad at me.
Zagorowski's out for now. Job well done for Creighton tonight, that's for sure. 20-point lead.
But you know what? This thing's not over, especially the way Marquette played, and especially with this kid here and the things that he can do.
Howard top of the key. Splits the defense, misfires. Johnson missed on one putback try. Howard, long three in the corner, contested over Alexander hits.
Tough shot, but that's what he does. Right now, he needs to start letting them fly.
Ballard drives to the basket again, putting on the hardwood. And a chance for a three-point play when we return to Omaha.
I never would have thought that this kid could put the ball on the floor and be as effective as he's been in this game. Creighton 74-55 over Marquette.
Thought we were going to come out with some pride. There's been zero fight at all on the defensive end. They're getting whatever they want. Layups, threes, transition every time. We're turning, jogging back, getting to the paint, and then trying to figure it out. We talked about...
Well, that about sums it up. You don't need my analysis. I mean, he just said everything right there. Creighton shooting 55% from the field, and it's layups, threes, transition, and it's really been that way from the beginning of the game. And right now, Steve Wojciechowski wants his kids to play with a little more pride than they've played with so far in this game. He is not going to be happy at the end of this game if these guys don't do something in this next 11:35.
Valid foul, coach, before the break by Jace Johnson, the grad center. Picked up his fourth foul. And Malik completes a three-point play. Now the backboard has been brilliant. Again for Creighton tonight. Transition defense, limiting threes. Coach Wojciechowski telling us today how important that would be. Now 7 threes. First half three-pointers were big for Creighton. Hasn't been as big a factor in the second half, but still they've enjoyed the huge lead.
I mean, no, they've been dominating in the paint. They have 32 points in the paint in this game. You would have expected the other way around, that Marquette would dominate the paint. But that's why Theo John has hardly played in this game. I tell you right now, Steve Wojciechowski is not happy with it at all.
Kane up top. Mojo told us today, Kane's been a pleasant surprise. Can't click long range this time. Alexander, Ballack and company have got the rock again.
Marcus Howard trying to front the low post.
Here's Mitchell in the game. Freshman guard. Mahoney. Foul. It's Howard. It's 4 on Marcus Howard. And these basketball-savvy fans here in Omaha knew it right away. They are watching it closely. The All-American from Marquette back to the bench. 13 points, 5 of 14 shooting tonight.
Checking in for Jamal Kane and Marcus Howard.
The Creighton kids think they're shooting free throws, but Tony Joe says, no, he's taking it out underneath.
But it's means for celebration to see him go to the bench here in Omaha after what he's done head-to-head to Creighton in his great career at Marquette. Not one to remember for Howard tonight. Big message to us from is gelling. Still going to be a while till they're at their peak. I've got a while to go, clearly.
I'm surprised Steve Wojciechowski didn't keep him in. I think they're like, it's now or never anyway. So he fouls out, he fouls out.
Offensive foul, Kobe McEwen. He's got 4. So Johnson, McEwen, Howard have 4 fouls each for Marquette.
I have to tell you, I can't believe how lost Kobe McEwen looks. I mean, this kid was one of the best players in the Mountain West for 2 years.
You saw him a lot.
Lot.
No points tonight, 4 fouls,
and just
0 for 1 shooting.
Out of kilter completely.
Only shooting 38%, answering play tonight. They need him as Big East play gets going tonight. 10 to shoot. Alexander's been brilliant, 18 points.
How about this guy?
Ballack, quick release, way short this time. And Morrow has a rebound. Thymir Torrance handles front court for Marquette. Morrow one-on-one with Bishop. Help comes for Creighton. And the rotation perfect, Alexander on the pick. That's good defense. Ballack. Alexander again for 3. Too strong. And Bailey. Defensive glass for Marquette.
I mean, is Marcus Howard done for the night?
Can't be, right?
I would think not, but I mean, if he's not, he should be in the game, I think. He fouls out, he fouls out. I mean, you got to start this comeback now.
Sakara Adam 5 to shoot for Marquette. He pulls up from 18, rattles out.
Yeah, Marquette, and I said it before, they go the way Marcus Howard goes. It's just, they lean on him. You know, he has 30. Everybody else has to get 35 between them. You know what I mean? Now, they've got to do it. Not used to it.
Mahoney. Former Ohio Valley Conference star. Southeast Missouri State short this time. Bailey drives in, and Morrow finishes. Great pass there from Brendan Bailey.
Well, he did a good job of penetrating and getting in the lane.
Ballack's all lefty. Try to shoot for Mahoney. Alexander. 18 points so far. Drives in with a line. Gets the wall. And one again. Ty-Shon Alexander. What a night for the Blue Jays.
16th foul on the Golden Eagles. Blue Jays substitution is number 43.
20 points, 8 rebounds.
For Christian Bishop, also Damian Jefferson in for Denzel Mahoney.
Adams' first foul.
And Marcus Zagorowski for Mitch Ballard.
2 double-doubles Alexander this year against big-time opponents. Then number 12 Texas Tech and Oklahoma. Part of those big non-conference wins over power conferences we told you about for Creighton before the Big East. Howard's back in. The 4 fouls and 13 points tonight. 1 of 5 from 3. 3 Golden Eagles, 4 fouls each.
I mean, this kid comes into the game shooting 48% from 3, making 4.2 threes a game. You know what? You got to give Creighton a tremendous amount of credit. The way they defended and the way they defended without fouling. Because that's a big part of Marquette's offense, is getting to the free throw line, and they had it tonight.
Marquette is out rebounded the lap by 9.
And that's the other thing that Greg McDermott told us. They're going to double him off these pick and rolls, make him give the ball up to somebody else. Let me tell you something. A lot of people in this league are going to watch this tape.
7 to shoot. Here's Howard. Step back over Zagorowski. Wow, that's some range for Marcus Howard.
That was some shot.
That was a bomb.
You know, that's if you're Zagorowski, you just go back the other way and say, okay,
nice shot. Nice shot, man. Way to go.
Nothing else I can do.
Timeout, perimeter foul. There's a reason Marcus Howard's the all-time leading three-point shooter in Marquette history. And will go down as one of the all-time greats in the Big East. Coach, won't he?
We said it. He's one of these guys who makes and takes tough. I'm a step-back 3 from deep with a hand in his face. Marquette trying to make a move here, down 19.
Coming up next, we head out to Vegas for a Mountain West showdown between Utah State and UNLV, only on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Lapis headed out to Logan to watch San Diego State and Utah State over the weekend. Can't wait for tonight's matchup. Justin Bean's having quite a year for the Aggies, leading the league in rebounding.
I did their game in the Mountain West tournament last year. I said, who is this guy? He's a walk-on. And now, I mean, he played great coming off the bench last year, but now he's becoming a star. To go with Sam Merrill, to go with Nehemias Queta. I mean, this team is really, really good, Utah State.
18 points a game for Merrill. Utah State are 2-0 with a great start in the Mountain West this year, going for another win tonight against the Running Rebels.
They need Nehemias Queta to get healthy. He was out, he only played 3 games. They need him healthy.
Morrow handles the rock, top of the key. Thymir Torrance. Here's McEwen off the curl. Can't connect. Zagorowski, long defensive rebound. Here's Creighton again on the move. Jefferson bakes the jumper on the hardwood. The lefty finish again.
You really shouldn't be going for a shot fake on a guy who's 4 for 24 on the season from 3.
Here's Bailey up top. Long range triple. Well, Brendan Bailey's got 4 threes in the game.
Yeah, he can shoot it.
4-7 from beyond the arc. Howard only 2 of 6 outside the three-point line tonight. Would not have guessed that Baylor would be the leading three-point shooter for the Golden Eagles before this one started. Jefferson has had his way with the Marquette defense. This time, offensive foul. Off the ball, looked like Jones, an illegal screen.
Yeah, he's had a couple of these illegal screens tonight.
Where's the defense, Coach?
There is no defense. And they took a shot fake from a guy who I said is not a good three-point shooter. Just drove it. Yeah, Steve Wojciechowski's not going to be happy with his defense whatsoever.
Jefferson, the transfer from New Mexico, only 425, 17%.
I mean, they've got 80. They've got 80 with 6:37 to go.
Here's Howard. McEwen off the mishandle. Yes, sir. On the bounce, looking for Morrow. It's turned over.
Boy, that was a bad pass.
14 miscues tonight for Marquette.
They'd like to find a way.
15 a game.
They'd like to find a way to get this kid going, but.
Zakar Adam returns for the Golden Eagles. Thymir Torrance, a freshman. Played a career best 27 minutes against Central Arkansas over the weekend. That was non-conference. This is the Big East now, Lap.
And Steve Wojciechowski got tired of looking at that man-to-man defense. That is terrible.
Barwick to Bishop, the plan, long-range lob,
Marquette,
if you will, for 2.
Marquette goes zone that time because Steve Wojciechowski said, we can't guard these guys. And then they just throw it off.
Steal, Alexander got Ballack with him. Jefferson, Ballack thinking about a 3 again. You better
You knew that was good.
You could see it developing, couldn't you?
But he's one of those guys, when he shoots it and he misses, you're surprised.
He's got 4 threes and 21 tonight. And the pick on the skip pass intended for Bailey. Bailey, Jefferson! Not this time! On the fast break drive for Creighton. Would have blown the lid off this place in Omaha. There's a bump foul on Tyshawn Alexander.
I mean, you leave this guy open, that is just bad defense. McEwen, this communication with him, and I'm going to guess Morrow wasn't supposed to have him. They're just lost tonight. One of those days. Happens. It's happened to me. It's happened to Coach Wojciechowski. If this is what you do for a living, it's going to happen.
The New Year's witch for Mitch Ballock this week, hoping the fans again would pack this building, which they've done, make a lot of noise, and start the Big East in 2020 in style. He's had a big part of that effort tonight. Dominating performance over Marquette, and a foul call. Again, on Alexander, he's got 4 in the game. He'll head right to the bench, and here replaced by the freshman Sharif Mitchell. Tonight's Geico difference makers lap. Alexander's been fabulous.
Oh, he's been tremendous on both ends of the floor. Really, he's the one who started out on Marcus Howard and did an unbelievable job early, which kind of got him out of the game. This guy's not bad either. Mitch Ballock.
Howard gets a roll. This guy's got 22 career as we go back to Ballock's great numbers tonight. One of the 2 Geico difference makers for Creighton. Howard tonight, 17 points. Looking for 4 for 4 from the line, and does have that. So the numbers will look okay, Lap, when you check the box score tomorrow. But this has been quite a defensive effort for Creighton against Marcus Howard.
No question about it.
He was scoreless most of the first half, had that 9-point run to kind of get back in the flow of the game.
They took control of the game because he was not able to get anything going, period.
Jefferson again, same drive to the basket. Sakar Adam, a hard foul.
Yeah, but Steve Wojciechowski just shook his head because they're not able to stop anybody off the dribble. This is way too easy. How about the help? How about Kobe McEwen? Now, I don't know if he's supposed to stay completely closed there. He probably is because he's guarding a good 3-point shooter. But you got to give some kind of rotational help.
Second
or how about
foul,
this?
Sakar Adam there, Steve.
Or stop the dribble.
Or something. Something. And one more free throw here for Jefferson. He's been great tonight.
All layups.
16. Kurbas is 20 against Georgia State last year.
I mean, they've got 38 points in the paint. I'm telling you right now, every one of Jefferson's points, all 16 of them were in the paint.
He's all 5 with his free throws. Bailey up top, another free try. Can't connect. And Jefferson has a rebound. 17 points and 6 boards for Damian Jefferson, one of several key contributors for Creighton tonight as they are rocking Marquette in the Big East opener for each team. Mahoney, foul, Bailey, baseline. Greg McDermott lap told us how critical it will be to keep Marquette out of the bonus so they wouldn't get to the free throw line. And every part of this Creighton scout has worked out well tonight. I'm really impressed.
No doubt about it. And the important thing in this league, as we talked about, because the league is so good, you have to win at home. I mean, you look at Creighton's schedule coming up. They're at Butler, who's been maybe the surprise team in the country, is how good they've been. They were picked way down in the Big East. They're number 11 in the nation right now. They've played spectacular all year. Then they have Villanova. Then they have at Xavier. So this game here at home was a critical win for Creighton. Marquette, on the other, it's not like their schedule gets easy, but they are the road team in this game.
Mahoney double figures, 5 Marquette players now, 10-plus points in this game. Here's Howard, long-range 3, way short, thought he was fouled with some contact. Mitchell has the defensive rebound at the free throw line, and Creighton's got the ball back again. 3 times this year, Creighton has had 5 players scoring double figures. An impressive overall effort tonight for Greg McDermott's Blue Jays. Offensive foul this time on Mahoney, his second. All Creighton tonight. This Big East opener for Marquette and the Blue Jays. And in Omaha, the Jays are holding on to their home court advantage. Omaha is home to the Union Station, a National Historic Landmark train station built in 1899. Now, just down the street from us here at the CHI Health Center is a very important point of the railroad. The site of the original Union Pacific shops. Construction, repair was done there, playing an important role in the creation of the railroad and westward expansion starting in 1865. Very cool history here in Omaha, Nebraska. AT&T game summary, Steve Lapis, it's all Creighton tonight.
Yeah, I mean, obviously 8 for 20 from 3 is pretty good. That's 40%. That's what they shoot as a team. Actually, it's a little low. And points in the paint, 38 points in the paint. And just control the tempo by getting out and running early.
Cigar Adam the take for 2. He's got 16 tonight. 18 for Howard, 14 for Bailey. Defense has been the story along the great backcourt again for Creighton. That's a 1-2 punch, lad. Now, if they can get the defense going like this in conference play, watch out.
Great pivoting.
Zagorowski not this time. Bailey has the rebound.
5 double-figure scorers.
And a nice fake. Into the corner, long-range shot. Wow. Side of the backboard for Jamal Kane. Not close again. Transition defense not there. Balak is there. Hits another 3. The southpaw sharpshooter splashes another triple.
Might as well be a layup for him.
Oh, man, what range he's got. Fun to watch. Got 24 tonight, hit 5 threes. Mitchell the rebound. Under 3 to go in the second half. Not this time for Balak. His career best is 39 last year in that 11 made 3 game in that record-setting day against DePaul.
I think Greg McDermott can get some of these guys out of the game.
And hits again, and right on cue. Some subs are coming in for the Blue Jays here. Timeout, Greg McDermott, to do just that.
Substitution time, checking in for Marquette. Greg Elliott and Kevin McKeown.
Well, he traveled on purpose. Oh no, they called timeout.
Took a timeout. Officials are not going to go to a full media break because of this. Play on, basically. Zagorowski and company at Alexander and Balak get a standing ovation here tonight at the CHI Health Center in downtown Omaha. What a New Year's celebration for the Blue Jays and a way to ring in 2020. Impressive. A walk-on. Jet Canfield is the intended receiver of that pass. Jalen Wyndham is in at 14, a career best in Creighton's last game against NAIA competitor Midland. But this ain't Midland, Coach. It's an impressive win tonight in a league opener.
Against a team that was playing really well.
They were past tense. Mitchell to his shoe. Shot clock violation.
Yeah, this is an effort, though, that Steve Wojciechowski is not going to be pleased with.
Here's Bailey. Nice lefty layup. Brandon Bailey's played well tonight. The offensive end, he's got 16. This will be a big headline of the Big East, Coach. Win him up top, short on a 3. A lot of coaches around the country, especially the Big East Conference, are going to take note of this one.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's easier said than done. Obviously, they did a tremendous job on Marcus Howard if you could take him out of the game. But again, that's easy to say, hard to do. And they were able to do it tonight, putting a big defender on him, trapping him off those pick and rolls, changing up what they were doing at him, and making other guys beat him.
Ball came from Pontiac, Michigan. His first 3 of the game. And the final minute, 10 and counting the second half. Mitchell has a foul call. The freshman picks up his second offensive foul for Creighton. Well, Greg McDermott told us today as Bailey drives in for 2 more that he Thinks the Big East, top to bottom, is the best he's ever seen. There are no easy outs in the league this year. What a way to start conference play for Creighton. A long way to go, 18 games.
Long way to go.
There's going to be some battles in the Big East this year.
And this Marquette team is definitely going to be heard from before it's over, no doubt about it.
Backdoor cut, Jordan Scurry can't hit. Torrance for Kane thinking about back-to-back jacks from 3. Can't connect from long range, out of bounds, back to Creighton. Coming up, well, that really difficult 10-team Big East Conference.
Yeah.
Butler, look at that, number 10, but 2 teams in the top 11. And Xavier, oh, by the way, Georgetown playing very well. Providence got a big win last night.
And Providence is going to try and get, start to get it back together too, because they were picked in the top 4 of the league, and they're talented.
Jet Kenfield on bounce for Sharif Mitchell in our final moments here from Omaha. Scurry for Wyndham. Not there in a 3. Torrance the rebound. To finish things up here tonight, Bailey will try a long 3. Not there. That is that from Omaha. 92-75, a resounding Big East Conference opening win for the Blue Jays lap. That was impressive.
Very impressive from the beginning to the end. Great game plan by Greg McDermott. This Creighton team, when you have a perimeter like that, you're always dangerous. Marquette will come back.
5 double-figure scores tonight. And Creighton outstanding, led by Tajan Alexander and Balako at 21 and 24 points for the Blue Jays. So the final score again, 92-75. Creighton blast Marquette and open up Big East Conference play. Now for Steve Lapis and the entire crew, it's Dave Ryan saying so long from Omaha, Nebraska. It's been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Coming up after the break, we'll send you out to Las Vegas. John Sadak, Dan Dickow standing by. Mountain West action, Utah State, UNLV.